Good morning, blessed souls. This is RW with Dan Matot this morning.
Shalom Aleichem.
Needs no introduction. Okay, we're reading this morning from the Divine Code, written by Rabbi Moshe Wiener. It's basically on the awareness of God. Okay, just as his existence is an entirely different nature than that of the created beings, so too his truth is incomparable to the truth of the created beings. For all the created beings require him, and he, blessed be he, does not require them. Therefore, the truth of his being does not resemble the truth of any of their beings. This is implied by the words of the prophet, Jeremiah 10, verse 10. God, your Lord, is true. He alone is true. There is no odd entity possesses truth that compares to his truth. This is what is meant by the Torah's statement, there is nothing else aside from him. Aside from him, there is no true existence like his.
Thank you, RW. That being said, RW and I just reviewed a teaching about the nature of the souls of Bnei Noach. Children of Noah, all descendants, which we all are, but more particularly those descendants of Noah, or Noach, who did not become what we know today, as someone like myself, as Bnei Yisrael, the children of Israel, but yet still many blessings and many spiritual powers and means of being empowered, which were afforded to them, afforded to you, blessed souls, through the learning of Torah in a general way, and in particularly through the teachings of Chassidus, which are the primary teachings embodied in Chabad Chassidus, which emphasize the spreading out of the essence of the well springs in order to the coming and the accelerating the coming of the line of Judah, Arya Shel Yehuda Mashiach Tzidkenu. With that being said, there's this idea, right, more than an idea, but it's a prophecy that was written in Zechariah. How would you say Zechariah in English? Zechariah? Okay, Zechariah in Hebrew. If you go to chapter 13, verse 2, blessed souls, it says, the heavens shall vanish like smoke. So what's this idea that the heavens shall vanish like smoke? I mean, we do have an eternal creation. Some interpret it one way, some interpret another. But Rav Hillel Meparich explains it like this, that the Almighty has implanted within the fiber of creation that when something manifests, something that is opposite of that thing that just previously manifested comes to oppose it, not necessarily to be an enemy of it, but to empower it, that both the original thing manifested and the thing which comes to oppose it or correspond to it reveal a power within that originally created thing to overcome and actually elevate not just itself, but the thing that comes to oppose it. So we see too that this whole idea of the heavens going up in smoke, vanishing like smoke. What is the nature of smoke? Well, if there was smoke, there was fire. There's no smoke without fire. I mean, something was consumed, something was elevated, because fire has a nature that elevates, and the byproduct of fire, smoke, also rises up and elevates as well. Gets elevated. That being said, there is this creation known as Noga, which literally means like a shiny light or light. Noga is ultimately the source from which all of the souls of the children of Noah are rooted in, they're shorish, and it corresponds and not necessarily opposes the world, another created entity called the Olam of Atzilus, or the world of intellect. Now, it's like this. On one hand, you have Atzilus. On the other hand, you have Noga. So you have pristine divine intellect, and you have something else which comes to correspond to it with the intent that it shouldn't receive the light of the divine intellect and conceal it to the point when it transmits that light, that the recipients of the light, meaning the B'nai, the sons of, the children of Noah, the sons and daughters of Noah, they shouldn't perceive that intellect as a secular, humanistic type of intellect, but actually a secular, humanistic intellect which is being educated by a divine intellect, which is coming from the light of Atzilus, the world of intellect, which the souls of Israel are rooted in. So souls of Israel are rooted in the Neshamas Israel, are rooted in the divine intellect, and the cumulative gathering of all the souls of the children of Noah are rooted in this level called light, Klipos Noga. And I should note that there was a letter by the Lubavitcher Rebbe that wrote to a very well-learned and also Makubal, who's well-versed in the traditions of Kabbalistic teachings and practice in Montreal. He's still alive, Rav Greenglass Shlita, gesund stark, that he said there is a quality of Klipos Noga which is called Ein Sof, which is actually an attribute of the Almighty. How is it constantly expanding His light, which is eternal, into the universe? So ultimately, we're talking about two levels of divinity. The divinity embedded within Israel in the world of Atzilos, and interacting with the light, the Noga, the Klipat Noga of the B'nai Noach, in order that B'nai Noach should transmit, even through secular and humanistic and hopefully moral and righteous teachings, that even something as simple as a stop sign or a traffic light is actually a matter of divinity, because if we don't have the stop signs, we don't have the traffic lights, there's going to be car crashes, God forbid, heaven forbid, and then there's murder, whether manslaughter or intentional. So we've covered a lot here in these few minutes, so it's something to digest, hopefully, slowly to review this tape. And RW, I want to thank you, and hopefully this will be the trend that we're going to go into, studying, taking little nuggets of these teachings of Chassidus to further explore what is the source of the souls of B'nai Noach. So in the meantime, this is Dan Matok from Irie Heights, Crown Heights. It's a sunny day today with RW. It was even sunnier than the sun outside. Saying Sababa,
Sababa,
rejoice,
rejoice,
Ahav Echad,
Ahav Echad,
one love,
one love,
Gorel Echad,
Gorel Echad,
one destiny,
one destiny,
Babor Echad,
Babur Echad,
in the one Creator, Lahamshich,
Hamshik, as
to be
always.
continued. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom, never truly goodbye.
Have a great week.